I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh man, it is the first party of the week. It is Wind Apocalypse 2023.
Oh my gosh. I haven't felt this much wind in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just because I was living in D.C. or I guess I experienced some when I lived here.
Does it get windy there?
No.
Oh.
Not at all.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because you guys have all the buildings, right? Yeah, so like currently right now outside, it's like 30 to 40 mile an hour winds with 60 mile an hour gusts.
There is an advisory not to drive 40 miles per hour on the freeway.
Somebody already rolled their car, I heard.
Oh my gosh. And it's one of those things you'd see something on like a viral video. Say you're like behind a semi truck.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just teetering. I've seen those and it's been scary. This is like some real Final Destination shit.
Everyone does that right now when you get behind a semi truck with like logs on it?
Oh yeah,
or rebar. Or today I saw some guy. He's going like the speed limit with his emergency lights on because there's like a thing in his bed. It's like a tarp or something, and it's just whipping all through the air. And I'm like, oh, that's just turn your flashers on. No need to pull over and fucking stow it, and fix it. I don't know.
Oh god, it's like the universal free for all parker.
Yeah.
It's like, so I'm just gonna turn on my blinker, like my hazard lights on, and just park it here for
in the fire lane.
The fire lane. Yeah.
I'm just running in, man. Just running in for some donuts. I'm just running in, man. I hate the just running in person.
Yeah, they just turn the blinkers on. It's like, oh yeah, that just means you can park anywhere.
Just one time in Albuquerque. I want to see like what you see in the movies, where like the fire truck pulls up and someone's in front of the fire hydrant and they just smash out the car windows and run the hose through the windows.
That's awesome.
I
mean, like, is it law to where like they can do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. Because
you're impeding an emergency vehicle.
I would hate for like them to be like, oh, that's fucked up. I'm gonna sue for everything you have.
And the fire department's like, okay.
I mean, that's always a threat too. It's like, I'm gonna sue you for every penny you have.
Oh, I know, right? That's straight up like 80s, right? So a couple things to really kind of get into it. So, Billy's heard enough about this, but we haven't talked about it on the show yet. We have, but we haven't. So on an episode last November-ish, October, November-ish, I talked about a guy coming to the door, knocking on the door. The dog went ballistic, and he wanted to come in and talk about his politics. And I was like, my dog is going to bite you if you come in. And he's like, oh, well, all right, well, I love babies, guns, and America, and my opponent is the polar opposite. So I looked up the guy, and I talked about this on the episode, and I was like, the guy had 19 felonies, and he had done 7 years in prison. How can this guy run? Well, they let him. The circuit court let him. And sure as shit, last week, it made national news, Solomon Pena, for paying people to shoot up other politicians' houses. And it was so crazy because I wake up, or like we had seen, like we had talked about this. We talked about this on the first show of the year, how we're like, oh, well, Albuquerque's on pace. We've already had 2 murders and someone's shooting up politicians' houses. Well, it was the dude who came to our door, right?
Yeah,
of course it was. Of course it was, right? And our friend Dan, he lived in Dan's like apartment complex, so Dan like was posting pictures of the SWAT vehicles. And I was like, and I didn't put it all together till like literally the next day. They're like, candidate for House Representative Solomon Pena arrested in connection with the shooting. And I'm like, holy shit, that's the guy that came to our door.
Yeah. And our neighbor had his his
sign
in front. Like he gave him a sign to put in.
Oh, hell no. And then my favorite thing about the whole deal And this is how stupid the motherfucker is. He's like, well, it's fraud. They ripped me off of my, like, he lost really bad.
Yeah,
like it was like 52 points or some shit like that. Anyway, and when I say 52 points, I mean like that's like so many points per votes. Like he lost by like thousands. So then he says, I know I got more votes than that because I went to 1,000 houses and talked to people. And I'm like, you know that doesn't automatically mean they voted for you, right?
Yeah,
Apparently he does. I don't know.
I know if a politician came to my door with that and that, I'd be like, oh yeah, thanks. We'll see. Good luck out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I'm not gonna be one of those. I'm not gonna be like, because when I was canvassing, back in the 2000s, like for the Kerry campaign, but it was like, anti-Bush stuff. You go to the Rio Rancho, it's like they threaten you, like, get off my fucking, get out of here,
shotgun in your mouth.
Oh yeah. Whereas, like, I feel I would be the person to be like, oh, good luck, thanks, thanks for the pamphlet.
You gonna vote for me? Yeah. Sure.
All right, bye.
Bye. Get off the lawn. It's cool. But how in the fuck do we keep, like, this is the second time in the last 6 months we've been there's been national news, and we've been adjacent to it.
Yeah, we're like Forrest Gump. Like Albuquerque Forrest Gump.
Right. It's like, what is happening here? So weird. And like my sister was like, did you hear about that guy now? I was like, yeah, he came and knocked on my door. She's like, really? I was like, oh yeah. She's like, that's crazy. I'm like, huh?
That guy's, when he was caught, because stay dumb, criminals. Like, because he loaned out the car to like one of the shooters,
and they got pulled over.
And he had fucking guns and drugs and cash in there.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, how does this dude have money? It's like, oh, there it is. Like, if you have 19 felonies, you're not gonna be working at Sandia.
No.
So, or like,
and like, I'm sure he's gonna get charged with a lot of different things. But the big one right away is like he had guns and he was a felon, and that's a no. Big no. So I don't know.
And prison for 7 years.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I voted for him, so yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I did not. Like, he literally like struck me so hard. Like, I kept talking about it, and I was probably way more infatuated about it than it probably should have been. But like, literally, when the results were coming in, I was looking at the governor race, and I was looking at that one. Because I was like, please don't let this dude win. And I was like, this guy... No. Like, how can you be like, so are you tough on crime? No. Those are my friends. Like for real, right? Like, no.
Would he? Yeah. If you did ask him that, he'd be like, here's the thing. I've been convicted of 19 felonies.
Right.
So you can say,
Right.
Maybe,
I don't know.
If it's for putting Hillary away for her emails, then yes.
Right. Yeah, he was definitely one of, like, what do you call himself, the MAGA king on Twitter?
Oh my gosh.
He did, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. No, that I was watching Young Rock, and like The Rock, when he was a kid, he would shoplift really bad. And like they show it in the show, like him shoplifting. Mm-hmm. And one of the places, like, he would go to this convenience store in Hawaii and steal like candy bars, So like, I guess he went as an adult and he like bought all the candy out to like make up for it. And I'm like, well, you should pay him a couple times, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Because someone's going to buy their candy anyway. And I was like, oh, I mean, at least, as an adult, he's like, yeah, all right. I got away with all this, and it was not right. So, but yeah, he would steal like clothes too.
Yeah. He would buy out all the candy, then keep the candy. That's the fucked up part.
I'm sure he handed it out to kids and such.
Okay, good.
I'm sure. I don't know. Today's show is sponsored by the Finnish Long Drink. Someone's like, what kind of drink is that? I'm all, it's a long one. Tasty. I'm not actually drinking that right now, but I think we're out, so we can't. But that's who was our sponsor. So, Billy, how are you feeling today?
If this were 2012, I'd be pretty like bummed out.
Yeah.
Because back then I was really into like football.
Yeah.
And so I've been following my team this year. Mm-hmm. I was
You kept up with this year probably more than you did last year.
Yeah, exactly. And watching games when I could, getting excited when we're playing, a little bummed out when we're losing, but overall maintaining a healthy relationship, kind of mindset of we're doing great. That's all you can really ask for.
Right.
For my team, the Dallas Cowboys. And like going into last night, after having a win against Tom Brady, our hopes were really high about getting pretty far, but nope.
The way I look at it is you may have retired Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You got to look at that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like last year in the national title game, North Carolina lost, but the big win is we beat Duke at home for their last home game, Coach K's last year. Then we knocked Duke out of the tournament for Coach K's last tournament. To me, those are bigger wins than the national title. Would I love to have gotten the national title? Absolutely. But hey, what can you do?
And I don't know if it's just my feed or if just people's view, especially in this region of the world, against or for the Dallas Cowboys. But it seems like if we fuck up, you hear about it more than, say, I don't know, the Browns quarterback.
Sure. So, yeah. I would say, okay, like my feed is that way too. You're talking about Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
I would say that there's two football things. The Dallas Cowboys losing or Tom Brady losing.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the two big ones. Not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers so much. Tom Brady.
Yeah, right?
Right? But, like, I was going to bring that up. Why do you think people hate the Dallas Cowboys so much?
I don't know. I would think that they're just given the title of America's team would irk some people and rub some people the wrong way.
Yeah.
And Jerry Jones, obviously.
There you go, yeah. I got to say he's probably more than anything. Yeah. I don't know. But people really seem to fuck it. Well, and you also have – so I would like to give this shout out to the fan who was on I was on 610 Sports Animal with Buck the other day. And this guy calls in. He's like, "Oh, I don't think the 49ers are as good as you think they are." He's all, if they match up against a team with a good defense, like, say, the Cowboys. That's how he said it. He's all, "I think they're going to lose." And I was like, "Oh, are you a Cowboys fan?" He's like, "Yeah." I would like to talk to that guy again and see.
Yeah.
Now, it was like someone, the way I read it put best. It was almost like a heavyweight fight. Like there was so much back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
It was so brutal. Like there was like in this modern day, if you could say there were heavy hits, there were some heavy hits in that game. And offensively, no one, like I cannot sit here and say like offensively, neither team dominated. No way. Like your quarterback was a little more loose with the ball than ours was, but ours didn't score any touchdowns. He scored one. He didn't even. He handed the ball off. We ran like I feel like our whole offensive strategy was to run the ball until you guys got tired. That was it.
Yeah, that works.
And that was it. And then, kick field goals because
we couldn't. And poor guy. I mean, this that Maher.
They said he redeemed himself with the 2 field goals.
Field goals, yeah. Well, still.
But okay, so I have a question for you. Someone on Facebook was like, "Oh, he fixed it," and I was like, "No, he hasn't. He kicked 2 field goals. He hasn't missed field goals. He's missed extra points. They're different to me."
Yeah.
Because it's like here's the difference. You have people that can shoot 3-pointers all over the court, but then you put them on the free throw line, and it fucks with their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this dude can kick a fucking field goal, but that extra point shit, like the one that was blocked, that wasn't even going to go through.
It wasn't
anyway.
even go in. Yeah. So that would have been because he missed his last extra point in the game before he missed those 4.
Yeah. And so he has some sort of extra point issue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Now, here's what I was thinking. I was like, if you guys would have lost by 1 point, I think they would have not let him get on the plane back.
Oh, yeah. He would have been, murdered.
Fucking murdered, right? He might still. I don't know. Yeah. Did you see video of the Dallas Cowboy fans leaving Cowboy Stadium fist fighting?
Yeah, each other.
That's why I think people don't like the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Some of the fans, like you're not bad. Like you're you get excited about your team, but that's about it. Some of the Dallas Cowboy fans are just fucking annoying.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, this year the boys, woo!
And you did, there's like a starter pack.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Meme with it, just like the giant jersey and the almost long ass cut off jeans.
Oh yeah. Did you see the thing I sent you after you sent one to me?
No.
It's things adults shouldn't believe in anymore. Fairies, the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, and this is our year, and it has the Dallas Cowboys star. I was like, that is really good. I don't know, man. It's like I felt really bad. So we were house divided yesterday because my team is the 49ers. So Billy had to go. He went and watched it with his family, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it could get rough. Like, I don't know. I was clapping and I was rooting and I was like, and then I got into an argument with somebody on Facebook and it went on for like 20 minutes and I didn't pay attention.
I just, I get it. I don't like Jerry Jones myself.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where like, yeah, we lost, but then just to see how miserable Jerry Jones is, that's kind of like,
that's exciting.
That's exciting to me. It's like, just like fire yourself as GM.
I've never heard of a team where, yes, I have. But like Dallas Cowboys are like the poster child for the team that like I would say a majority of the fans, when he dies, will be excited.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying he should, nobody wants him dead, but when he's no longer the owner of the team, people, like the other one is probably, Washington.
Oh, yeah.
The Commanders.
Schneider.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like other owners that are
Did you see that they put a betting parlor in their stadium? Washington?
No.
Yeah. You can walk into the stadium and now bet.
That's insane.
We were talking about this yesterday. Like, this whole, like, I grew up watching sports my whole life, and gambling was like the fucking dirty word. Like, no, like we cannot allow gambling in sports and da-da-da-da-da. And now it's like literally fucking everywhere. You can download an app. You can start gambling. When I was in D.C., you walk into a bar and there was like a kiosk that was computerized. You could gamble just to take out the, human element. And so it's getting, like here it's kind of tough. Like you have to drive out. I mean, you download the app, I assume. But I don't know.
Yeah, you have to go to a sports book.
Yeah.
Call them.
Yeah. But like, I guess in D.C. proper, you can just like go fucking to bars that have it in the bar. You can go to the Commander Stadium.
And apps. That's just like the craziest thing to me.
FanDuel.
How would you like? I'd be telling my 10-year-old, "Hey, make these bets for me," kind of thing.
You could, and like,
or like, "Hey, here's an app.
Yeah,
go nuts."
So I'm wondering because like you see it like on the game yesterday, it was like all over the place. It was like all about. Did you notice all the gambling commercials?
Yeah.
And like you have kids like watching this shit, and I'm sitting with a guy. He came over and watched the game with me, and he's like, my friend's dad, got addicted to gambling, and like when my friend was in college, like he lost everything, lost their house, everything, and then like he died by suicide by cop because he'd lost it all.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm like, man,
it's always that like, just double it down and high risk, high reward.
Yeah, I don't know. So I was really shocked by how much gambling, all the commercials. I was like, wow, this has really changed. Like, and also, I remember growing up, you were like, there'll never be professional sports in Las Vegas. Now there's a hockey team, football team. They're talking about a Major League Baseball team moving to Las Vegas, the Athletics. The NBA does their summer league there. Like, it's all about Vegas. Yeah. So here's my wonder. Is it that older generation was just, like, against it, and now they're, like, on their way out? And so it's like all the younger people are like, why are we not gambling? It's like, fuck it.
All right.
Make gambling illegal. Make it legal. Blah. I don't know. It's crazy to me. Think about that.
You can get like Powerball tickets on your phone now.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
So I could do the lottery on the phone?
Uh-huh. Well, at least in DC you could.
That's crazy.
And it was just around. DraftKings was the big thing.
Oh, yeah. It's like That's what it's called. I thought it was called FanDuel, but it's DraftKings.
Oh, FanDuel's. There's like several different.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just everywhere. It's in
too much.
billboards. It's in like Snapchat advertising.
Ugh.
And
Well,
got
I mean,
Kevin Hart on board.
yeah. He was like the big spokesperson yesterday.
Jamie Foxx.
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
I don't know what's going to happen is it's going to be normalized enough to where like, oh yeah, then you'll finally get into it. And then
Yeah.
everyone's just going to be gambling.
Just gambling.
And I want to know who owns this? Like who is the CEO of these types of like ventures?
Oh, I'm sure it's the corporations now.
Yeah.
See, that's the crazy thing too, is like once the corporations get it all into it, then it's like then it's just done. It's like it's gonna be there. You know? It's like until one of them like fucks it up and then another corporation comes in and buys it. I don't know. It's too much, but
I would beyond sports. I want to know with their licensing if I can go to them and it's like, you know what? I want to start. We're gonna bet on some very stupid stuff, like I don't know, for example,
the Oscars.
Yeah, shit like that.
They do. You can gamble on the Oscars.
That's shit like that.
Because you can now gamble on WWE, and I'm like, well, what are the rules on that?
That is some corrupt shit.
Well, and somebody goes, I can't believe you can do that, and I'm like, well, if you think it's wrong to gamble on the WWE, then it's wrong to gamble on the Oscars, because someone knows the outcome.
Oh yeah.
You know, the outcome is predetermined in wrestling. The outcome is predetermined in the Oscars. It's like, so I'm sure there's going to be some scandal.
That's true. Or esports.
Oh man. Well, but at least esports, it's not, you know, it's not predetermined, you know. I work with some people and they talk about esports all the time, and I'm like, I play video games, but I like when I play video games and people start talking about that shit, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I know what StarCraft is, you know, but you know,
League of Legends.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Rocket League.
I know what Rocket League is, but yeah, I don't know. That's some crazy shit.
I follow all this drama on YouTube.
Oh, about esports.
Yeah, esports. I think.
What's the drama?
Well, there's this guy named. Well, I'm talking about Rocket League. So I come across these, you know, the most hated Rocket League player of all time.
Oh wow!
And I'll be like, ooh, interesting. And then now I know everything about Rocket League.
What do people hate him?
His name's I think Han, and so back esports was predominantly a game or just the esports in general. That wasn't Madden or some shit or fighting game. There was like not much shit talking. It was all very like tame, and if you were good at fucking playing these games, you were never known for your personality.
Oh, really?
Per se. So then this guy comes along and he's just like talking
there's always
shit.
the bad boy.
Yeah, and he just starts talking shit, and everyone hates him. And then he actually just wipes the floor with everybody talking shit, and so everyone hates him. And then he lost, and then it was a big sigh of relief into the community. And then he's lit a fire in him, and now he's just the hated person. You can just hear him shouting like in the middle of these competitions.
Oh, and you know that like the people who are in esports, there's a lot of like I don't want to call them incels.
Yeah,
like,
incels. Just say it.
Yeah, but like they're like, oh my god, he's yelling, and like, see, that would be me. I'd be like, yeah, you want some of this, Junior? I'm gonna rub the floor with you. Ken is gonna dragon punch you into the next room. Dun dun dun. And then they'd get so mad. But see, I would lose. I wouldn't be good enough to win.
Yeah, so you'd lose, and then they would feel validated and be like, yes, sigh of relief for the community. Win for the good guys, you know.
Yeah.
But then if you did win, that's when they would.
See, I'm all for
riots.
this guy. This is like that bowler guy that's like the bad boy of bowling who just retired, right?
Yeah.
And he wore like the bowling shirts that were like had flames on them, and he had the Oakley blades, and he would like flip off people. You know, everybody's like, he's a disgrace to the sport of bowling.
It's that mentality. It's like
Yeah.
he's just a disgrace to our way
Esports.
of life.
Yes, to StarCraft. Like, I remember watching videos at work because people were talking about esports and how big. So they just really have become big in the United States in like, you know, the recent like last 10 years. But like in South Korea, it's a fucking another level, dude. There's like this intro for one of the esports competitions, and it's in like an airplane hangar, and there's like so many people in there. And like the intro of these guys is like professional wrestling. One dude, they open the doors and like they act like a plane just landed, and they open the door and he gets off the plane and comes down, and that's like his intro. He's like walking into the hangar. And the other dude comes down on like a scissor lift. There's like pyro shooting from, you know. And I'm like, what in the fuck is this? And they're like, they're gonna play StarCraft. I'm like, are you shitting me? Like, they're gonna play a video game. They're not gonna fuck each other up or arm wrestle or nothing. They're gonna, you know. All right.
I mean, it'd be hard for me to follow along to a game like that. But if they're playing side by side, say a game that you were really familiar with, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Oh, fucking, let's get it
And
on,
then
dogs.
you'd be glued to that screen, be like screaming your head off for these people if you were like in a crowd like that.
Well, you already like anytime someone brings that game up, I will smoke your ass. Today, tomorrow, the next day.
And are we talking, when you say a plane hangar,
Yeah.
is that 1,000+ people?
Dude, let's find this shit, dude.
Because these Rocket League games, it looks like a convention center, and it's just like I would say 10,000 people in the crowd, which is a lot of fucking people to be. Oh yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll just watch it.
Huh.
No, I don't want to do video file. My bad. Share screen.
So can listeners watch this? Or?
Oh yeah. Look at this. Like pro wrestling.
That's a few thousand.
This isn't even the one I was talking about. This is a whole different deal. But look, it looks like a boxing.
Yeah, these kids,
I don't think that's the right one that I was thinking about.
who have spent hours practicing their craft of playing whatever it is, StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
They're not like the personality of a kid like that's not going to be like, I don't know, like Call of Duty, there's definitely a toxic kind of like 12-year-old toxic masculinity behind it. But these Korean kids, I don't see that. There's like, oh, it's kind of crazy. All these people are cheering for me. I'm just gonna walk pretty slow down here.
That's not even the one I was looking. I don't know. I can't find it, but
I don't think
you got it.
Yeah,
you got it.
Any of these Korean kids are not gonna flip off the crowd or
Right.
Razor Ramon crotch. Whatever.
See, that's why. But see, that's an American thing. Yeah. We in America, like we're like we want our.
I'd be embarrassed.
Okay. So Gordon Ramsay, when he had that show where he helped people in fix up their bar or whatever, their restaurant, the one from Britain is amazing. He's super nice. He's very helpful to people. They don't redo their whole restaurant. And then they brought it over here, Kitchen Nightmares, that's what it's called. They brought it over to the United States. He's like screaming at the people, calling them losers, and then they just redo the whole place because we can't be just like happy-go-lucky. We have to be fucking crazy here. So that brings me so there's this new show, speaking of fucking reality shit, and they keep talking about it on whatever, when we were watching football, they keep showing it. And it's called Farmer Want a Wife. Did you see the previews for that?
No. Oh yeah, I saw it on the commercials for the.
And I'm like,
football game.
At first I'm like, the first comes on, I'm all, what is this, like the reality show for onlyfarmers.com or whatever?
Yeah, Farmers Only.
Farmers Only. That website. I'm all, and then like I see the commercial a second time, and I'm kind of like, kind of want to watch this. I kind of want to see what kind of farming they do. I kind of want to see what the challenges are. Like I see them trying to rope up a calf and like wrestle it, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fucking watch it.
No, it's like I could see the first commercial, you're just rolling your eyes, like, oh please.
I'm all.
And then the second commercial, like, huh,
Farmer want a wife.
it's kind of cute, that one right there.
Well,
Third
everybody's attractive.
Oh yeah.
Which the farming community I came from is rare. Well, I would say when I was younger, I graduated with a class of 16 people, 8 girls, 8 boys. 7 of the 8 girls were really attractive. 1 was mildly attractive. 6 of the 8 girls were very attractive. 2 of them were mildly attractive.
They weren't unattractive.
Mm-mm. They all like dated pretty regularly. Yeah, I didn't date anyone, but you know, I was the weird, unattractive kid. So I say all this because
that's not true. I've seen pictures of you. You were pretty like you weren't you like homecoming king or some shit?
No, God no.
Oh, or something.
Mm-mm. I was none of those things.
Oh.
Never, ever, ever. So this is the year of the 30th. It's the 30th anniversary. Or 30th reunion anniversary. It's a 30th reunion for my graduating class, and I'm like, ugh. No.
Oh my goodness. Well, it would definitely be personal.
Yeah.
Setting for you because you had what 16 you said?
Yeah.
I had 700.
Yeah.
No one's gonna remember me. And the thing is, like, they'd see me. It's like, oh my god, Billy lost so much weight.
Right.
Because I was like a huge kid.
You weren't homecoming king.
No.
But did you play like at the talent show?
No. Definitely not. I can remember. I went to this weird Pentecostal church.
Ooh.
My like senior year of high school, and we were asked to play because I was in a punk band too, which is weird,
Oh,
like
man.
a really weird Christian punk band.
What?
That was all the rage back in the 90s. Like Tooth and Nail Records was a big thing. You just wanted, like, you went to church, you just like wanted to be like, different, and so you had.
That was what they were called, Tooth and Nail Records.
Yeah.
That was the punk.
That was the Christian punk label.
And see, Christian and punk are just 2 words I
know
can't,
exactly.
I can't wrap my head around.
But you know, that was a thing for us. You know, it was like we're different, and we got asked to play this parade float for at Shiprock Fair, which is on the reservation. Thousands of people.
Really?
And I could barely play anything, but we played 4 songs and we just kept repeating it over and over again because it was a parade, and no one else was like, you know, it was new to them, you know. So
right.
like, for the 3 or 4 songs that we repeated.
Was there anybody that ran down the side?
No.
Jamming out?
No, but we're seeing like Christian punk, and we're on a float, and thousands of people got to see me. But that was the biggest show, even to this day, that I've ever played.
Really?
Yeah, it was great. Shiprock Fair.
Was it bubblegum punk?
Yeah, it was like one of those.
I go to church on Sunday day.
pop punk. It was a fun time.
We got the Lord Jesus. He's the way.
Pretty much. Now that I think about it. Oh man.
Wow. That's amazing.
And then there was definitely a couple of members on the group like, do we always have to sing about Jesus? And then like the band leader is like, if we're not doing this for him, then what are we doing it for?
Oh wow, if we're not doing this for him, is that what he said?
And then that's done.
In his honor. If
you're not praising him 24/7, then we're not doing our job.
Oh wow. So you weren't the singer?
No.
Oh wow.
And so I was definitely on that. It's like, well, we don't have to. What was
his name?
I'm not going to tell you his name.
Oh, do I know him?
No.
Oh. What's he doing now?
He
7 to 10?
No. No, he's doing well. We're friends now, and he's still on that path of like he
comes over, he turns his chair around, he sits down, he's all, Billy, let's rap a little bit.
Yeah. I just feel you're in a season of
yeah.
That's a new thing to say in like evangelical TikToks. Like, it's a season of something. But yeah, that was my high school days.
Oh wow!
And this is great because if I didn't know this guy, I would not be a songwriter right now because he was just like.
I mean, that's how it is. Yeah.
Totally.
That's the way. This is the way.
And yeah,
Oh man, sorry, I'm all burpy.
I'm all burpy too.
Yeah.
And what was this wind? I'm becoming chilly right now, and it's kind of you either think about how cold you are or like what the next thing you're gonna say is. So I might be a little. Also, I'm like, I practiced today.
Yeah.
And we were talking about doing like maybe a different night.
Yeah.
And so
For your practice or for the show?
for the actually we're talking about practice first. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Well, I mean, it's up to you guys. So the whole thing is, I have a new job and they're changing my hours. It's so 5 to 7 on Monday doesn't work. 6 to 8 works, but you have practice,
Yeah. So
not the
that's-
playoffs.
practice.
Not a game. I'm just kidding. So, do we need to move the podcast, or do we need to move?
I'll ask the guys
Okay.
because it's really up to when they can do it, and then also it's like when we could do it. Maybe it might be easier for us to just go and switch on it.
If they say no, just walk out. So, all right, guys, unplug your fucking bass and walk out the door.
Oh, speaking of this band I'm practicing tonight, we have a show on the 17th, and it's my return to 219 Gold.
The Gold House?
No, it's gonna. No, it's I think it's 219 Gold, but it's I'll be playing the same spot I played in 12 years ago. When
Is that Bert's?
Yeah, it's Echoes. We're playing at Echoes.
Ah.
So Echoes Tendrick Nation is this place that was an iconic music venue even before Bert's. It was a place called the Dingo Bar.
Yeah, oh yeah. Did you play the Dingo Bar?
No, that was before my time.
Oh.
But you have like iconic bands coming. So I think I ran into a guy today, and I was talking about that show with him. It's like about how Echoes, how you walk in, and you have this idea of like, how dare you do this to them?
Right.
But then he was like, well, Bert's was like my how dare you, because that used to be the Dingo Bar, and he was talking about all the bands that played on that stage. I think he even mentioned like the Foo Fighters played there one time.
No.
That's what I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, okay. So you're saying that the guy who was in Nirvana, he's like, my next band, we're just going to run along on the low side. Oh, we got a guest. Brody. Brody.
Okay, we're gonna have a.
Yeah, the dog is flipping out. All right.
I'm sorry.
You come here.
Just if you sit down, she'll stop. Yeah, we have somebody who came in and sat down with us.
I should have asked.
Oh no, it's fine.
Ready for me?
No, it was fine. It's fine. Yeah. So we have somebody joining us,
Hi, Boo.
and the dog does not like new people.
Oh my gosh, no.
So put those cans on.
Yes.
So a special guest for people here. We have from the Red Light Cameras, Amanda Michonne.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Just making a ruckus everywhere I go.
There we go.
Coming in.
That's cool. We
Coming in hot.
were just talking about Billy. His first band, he was in a Christian punk band,
Oh.
Who wasn't in a Christian punk band, really?
right? I was.
mean, did you even tap into it if you didn't get
Yeah.
a Christian punk band?
Yeah, really. It's like, are you even a musician if you weren't in the Christian punk band?
I mean, I totally went to a non-denominational church in my early teen years.
That's what it
Because
was.
my parents, yes, and I like rocked out.
Praise hands.
Sure.
Grab whatever you need. Oh, you got a long drink.
That's what I wanted.
Sweet, you win. There are
Right?
some in there. All right.
Okay, I was really hoping these would be here. Actually,
Oh yeah.
that's actually the only reason I asked you if I could
Oh
come.
man.
I don't know where to get them.
So for people that you know, Amanda Michonne is the lead singer of the Red Light Cameras,
Yeah.
and you guys filmed a concert
Yes.
for Bands of Enchantment for PBS, and the what do they call it? This Thursday is the They're going to show it at the Chemo.
The grand premiere.
The premiere.
Yes.
Sorry. My words have escaped me. It's too windy. It's the wind.
It's the wind. It is cold outside.
Wind Apocalypse 2023.
It is terrible outside.
Oh.
I was just talking about like how I can't get my words straight because I'm thinking about how cold I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hands in the pockets.
I know. I almost like
shaking.
message you and ask you to turn the heaters on because if the heaters are on long enough, it'll heat up the room. But
yeah,
I got here like 30 minutes before we went on. My bad, guys. But so there's a premiere this Thursday.
Yes.
Now the big debate, Billy. I think you should chime in on this because I have the way I feel about it. Barney thinks they should rent a limo and show up in a limo.
We talked about this today.
And I agree with him. What do you think?
I think for the time that they met, I guess you have.
There's a red carpet.
There is a red carpet.
But if you're the only limo,
See,
I think you should be the only limo. let me and like here's my spiel. First of all, this is the premiere of your thing that people are coming to. If you pull up in like a, you're I don't know what you drive. What do you drive?
I drive a Honda Fit.
Yeah. You pull up in your Honda Fit and you get out at the red, it doesn't have the same pop that a limo does. And then someone's like, yeah, but then you're like downtown Albuquerque, it's ghetto around. I'm like, so you're telling me you think that like the Chinese theater in LA, everything around that is just super nice. It is not. Like they just point the camera at the people and that's all you see. All you see is them walking up to the theater. It's glamorous because they make it look glamorous in front of the camera. The rest of everything else is like there's still shelterless people across the street in a tent, probably. Who knows? But I say you do it. But if you do it, you got to have somebody film it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
all somebody's gonna be there for like the TikTok video.
Oh
Yeah, you have to do a thing. They're gonna have a step and repeat and a photographer that
See?
you can like do a whole photo shoot and all the things as you enter. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like a premiere.
But I would have somebody film like you get out of the car, you guys walk up the red carpet, you guys walking in front of the red carpet where they do the thing in the background, and then have it all pieced together for you, separate from. I would not trust anyone else to do any of that footage, other than people that you bring in. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah,
This
that's
is me.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. But listen,
Yeah.
we are a humble little band. We also renting a limo is expensive.
I know.
Unless people want to Venmo us so we can rent a limo.
There you go. Let's get a Venmo going. I think you should. And first of all, I think it's great that you're humble. But I mean, this is a special occasion.
It is. I was trying to say in a nice way that we're poor, Chris.
I know that.
I
I know what you said. I'm from New Mexico. I get what fucking how we say it. Well, I'm humble.
was trying.
When someone's like spending your money for you, they're like, "Oh man, you need to do this," and you're just like, "Well, I don't really like all that extravagance," In your mind, you're like, "I don't have any fucking money, asshole." You're like, "Stop spending my money, you dick."
I mean, it's all about having that perceived like, oh yeah, we're fucking the shit kind of thing. Whereas I'm not above having a fake entourage around me and fake paparazzi.
Oh yeah, fuck no.
And I would definitely walk into this premiere having all those things, and like having like my friends come up and ask me for an autograph.
Yeah.
Dude, I would love to do I want like Albuquerque to rush this.
Yeah.
I want to make this make this the premiere.
How do how do people get tickets?
You can get tickets. Tickets are free. You can
They're free.
RSVP. Yes. That's
Ooh.
the best part. You can RSVP
Yeah.
on either of their platforms.
Chemo?
No, Bands of Enchantment. I think actually no, before I say no, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, you could also find it at the Chemo, but you can also see it on Bands of Enchantment. Check out
Okay.
their Instagram. They also have a Facebook as well. So yeah, you can find Linktree to that. We're going to share it in our Linktree as well.
Okay.
It's going to be an official season 2 trailer
I'm
with
gonna
our
need
episode.
74 tickets. 16 backstage.
You just keep clicking that button.
And is this,
Oh, please don't do that.
does this have like sponsors and everything? Because I want to know if you're doing the red carpet thing,
Yeah.
and you have the banner in the background. It always has like the little like sponsor companies. I was
it'll be like Grey Goose, like over and over and over in the background.
I mean, I don't know which. Oh gosh, I don't know about sponsors, but I do know that the red carpet event is going to be really good.
Oh, I bet.
It's so basically season 2 begins airing Saturday the 4th.
Okay.
So this is kind of like to kick all of that off. It's going to be on then again that evening after Austin City Limits, and yeah, it also starts airing on KRWG Las Cruces El Paso. KENW.
So wait a minute. So is Band of Enchantment, are they local?
No, they're through PBS.
Okay.
But the idea is that it's going to be something like Austin City Limits, but it's going to be based out of New Mexico. And they did this season in Albuquerque. Last season they filmed it in Tucumcari.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So this year they did it in Albuquerque, and we're like, keep it in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Like this would be something really cool.
Yeah, and it's like right away. It's at the rail yard.
Yes, and it was beautiful. It was great to film at the rail yards.
Yeah,
the team was really great.
There was something like someone told me to go, and I was like, I had something else going on.
Yeah,
I couldn't make it.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and it was like special because the people who did show up for it, like the Red Light fans who showed up, have like been there for years, and like people that we had seen, like that I hadn't really seen at shows in a long time, but like saw at that show, and it just kind of felt like a really big.
See, that's why I didn't go. That Red Light camera crowd is rough.
Everybody had to sit down.
I'm pretty sure that I would say rough and tumble.
Yeah, it's like
that's the group. I'm like,
it's like the redheads, like they call them redheads.
Oh, for who?
The redhead camera fanatics.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe that was like Carrot Top's fans.
The parrot heads.
Oh, redhead.
No, the parrot heads is like what for
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
The redheads are for the redhead cameras.
What's Carrot Tops then?
That's just him.
It's just Carrot Top.
He just looks in the mirror.
I would call your fans like the Red Lights or something.
I call them my Red Light loves.
You're the best. You're the best.
When I do like shout outs to them and stuff.
Yeah. So like it was funny because Friday night I was at the show. Billy had left. Mm-hmm. You had left. And I was sitting by myself, and Amanda comes over. She goes, I'm going to go say hi to some people, and I'm going to come back and sit with you. And I was like, oh, all right. And, like, at first I was like, oh, you know, and you wanted to talk to me about doing this. But, like, I feel like a lot of times, too, and I was trying to explain this or I was talking to a friend about this yesterday. It's like, we're all friends. Because, like, when we go out into public and, you know, a fan does come up, they want to talk about your band. Mm-hmm. And after a while, like, this is how I am. Like, after a while, you want to sit down and just talk to people normally sometimes. Mm-hmm. And it's nothing against any people, nothing against anything. But, like, I don't like talking about myself. Mm-hmm. And when people, and I don't like being the center of attention that much. And so, like, and so it's funny because, like, we'll have parties and, like, all of us will be at a party together. And people will be like, you go to parties? I'm like, yeah, because we can all kind of, like, not... We could drop our ego or our whatever at the door and just have a good time and not worry about, you know, talking about ourselves for once.
Yeah, not having an on conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was nice. And then, you know, someone comes over and they're like, I want you to meet my wife. And I was like, this is, you know, our safe bubble is broken, but it's fine. Like, it's fun. But, man, Jesus Christ, they let too many joints be smoked in that place.
Oh my goodness. I
left before the joint smoking, Billy.
Listen.
I had to leave. I could because I have one more drug test to take for my work. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I was sitting in the front and it was fucking overwhelming.
Dude, he was sitting in the front booth of the Launchpad. Yeah. When you were in the crowd,
I can't even
it was
imagine.
Like a thick dude.
Yeah.
A joint was passed in front of my face.
Yeah.
That was like a cone. I have been to parties. I have smoked things myself. I was like, holy shit, that is a ginormous joint.
Oh man.
And yeah, it was just, I mean, the rhythms.
Jesus. Like
I was like, we just gotta open a window.
Like if you had asthma, it would have fucked your shit up. And I was like, this is overpowering. I walk outside and I could smell it on myself. And I wasn't even in the dance area, like in the the stage area. We're gonna take a quick break and then come back and do the second hour. So tell people where to go and get these tickets.
Yes. So go to the Bands of Enchantment. You can check them out on their platforms, Instagram, Facebook. Check them out. Google Bands of Enchantment. It'll bring it up. Again, it's supposed to be like an Austin City Limits show that's going to be based out of New Mexico.
We're gonna and then pack the chemo.
Yes, and we're gonna pack the chemo. So you RSVP on their website.
Nice.
Yes, and we're just gonna keep. If you need a reminder, I'll be back in like 20 minutes, and I'll tell you again.
Yes,
we'll where to find it.
We'll do some more talking with Amanda Michonne. Billy, do you have anything to promote?
February 17th, Directory plays Echoes
Brewery,
and
they have 4 beers now.
That's good.
They had 2, now they have 4.
They're growing.
I don't know when it's starting, but I did hear.
You're doing it, Pete.
I did hear it's on the calendar at the El Rey Wrestling League, which I will be a part of.
Ooh.
So I will be not a wrestler, but a character, an on-screen talent.
Oh.
So
right.
keep an eye out for that. My character is going to be called the Mayor of Downtown. So keep an eye on that. But
that's so fitting.
Right? We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Amanda and have fun in the wavy hour. So you guys keep drinking, and if you have any questions, put them in the chat. We'll answer them for you guys. And with that, we are 10 drink minimum.
Shine spotlight on the forehead. You absorb the sweat. Tie the voices to the stigma you created, unabated in your head. Even when there's no one around. you. Hear me out, the blame is on me. Me without you makes me strong. There's no use volunteered or stand. I'm speaking of wishes for the days they could be better. Don't assume right.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh man, we're back for the Holly Ann / Wavy Hour. There I am. Oh, so pretty. We have Billy with us.
Hello.
And from the Red Light Campers, Amanda Machon. Do I say that right?
Hello. You do. You do.
Good, because I always worry about that.
A lot of people go machon.
Machon, okay.
Which I don't get, like, mad at or anything.
I was going to say, is that the correct way?
It's machon.
Machon.
It's it's on the French
It's
side.
Amanda Machon.
Machon.
Ooh, I have a theme song.
It's like I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I get mad if somebody spells my name with an IE, but if someone says,
Billy? Like Billy?
yeah,
Yeah.
or if they say,
I get mad if someone spells my last name with an E at the end. Burnett with
Oh,
an
yeah,
E
yeah.
at the end. And I'm always like, they're like, isn't it like that? I'm like, no. Where you look at Carol Burnett, her name's not like that. Aunt Carol. If you heard the intro just a little while ago, that's Carlos the Tall. That's what I wanted to promote. Next Friday at Moonlight Lounge, Youngsville, Carlos the Tall's band.
Yes.
They're playing as, I don't know why they're doing this, but they're going to be a band called Pee-Pee Heart.
Pee-Pee Heart. I saw that.
Yeah, Pee-Pee Hearted, right. And so it's like their return to Albuquerque, because Carlos has been back for a little while, but hadn't played except until the show with Barney, the Tom Waits for Christmas. Mm-hmm. And of course, Carlos wrote Christmas songs brand new for that show, but they're going to be on stage Friday night at Moonlight Lounge, and I will be there.
All right. I will be there too.
Are you going to go?
I'm going to go.
Nice.
Yes. I was like, Carlos the Tall, coming back.
Yeah, so many people. It's really weird. Like, we've thought about changing that theme song up, and so many people ask, like, who is that on the theme song? It's like Carlos the Tall. And I'm glad he's back in Albuquerque. I'm glad he's playing out again.
Yes.
You know? It's really funny because, like, 8 years ago, they hit me up and they're like, hey, you want to come over and, like, hang out while we record a record in this house we rented? Mm-hmm. And, like, I see him the night of Tom Waits for Christmas, and he's like, hey, remember that time you came over and, like, filmed stuff and kind of chilled and, like, while we recorded record? I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah, it's finally coming out. And I was like, oh my God, 8 years later? You know, every time I drive by that place, I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder what ever happened to that. And now it's coming out. So, but before then, this Thursday 6 o'clock at the Chemo.
This Thursday, 6
Bands of
o'clock.
Enchantment.
Yes, it's the red carpet premiere. So Bands of Enchantment is going to be like a music, a new music TV show
Yeah.
that PBS is putting on. It's going to happen like after Austin City Limits.
Okay.
It was really cool being a part of it because we filmed a show where we actually had people that we invited to the screening of it. And then so that's what we're going to be watching on Thursday.
What are some things that happened that you didn't anticipate? Like the filming, did they like stop at any point? We're like, okay, we got to redo that.
So we did do that. We
Yeah?
did that a few times actually.
Like
we
Amanda, you were scowling, and we're gonna need you to be smiling when you hit that note.
Well, they left it up to us actually.
Oh.
So we actually had a lot of control in that saying of like, okay, we didn't feel good about that take. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
We didn't have like a set time that we had to be done. It was a pretty like relaxed concert, which I don't know if that's how like other shows have done it. This is my first one.
All I know
but
is-
it was pretty cool.
I know
and it was,
Nirvana recorded Unplugged in one take, so whatever.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
Well, I know SNL.
if we had to, we could have. Listen, but we got the option.
Yeah.
I know SNL. We had a friend play SNL, and he was
Yeah.
like, if you mess up, they'll be like, hey, you can stop while
How?
It's
live.
You can. They have.
Ask Ashley. What's her face? What's her name? Ashley.
Ashley Simpson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ask her.
she got busted for lip syncing, and she did the dance.
I don't know how they do it, but Marty played. He's like, yeah, if you mess up, you can be totally like, yeah, do you want to do that again? Just go ahead and stop and.
Weird.
Yeah.
Wonder how that. I'm gonna talk to him about that because, like, I know that. So the thing that was a running thing for a long time because they would do. So Saturday Night Live does Dress, which is they have an audience in for Dress, and they actually do film it, and they will do all the skits, all of them, all that they have, and then from that they will decide which ones they cut because they want to see what the audience does, and then they will kick that audience out, bring in the audience for the live show, whole new audience. Fresh.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And then, so a funny thing, when Bill Hader was there and the Lonely Island guys were there, and you can go find these online. One of the guys from the Lonely Island, his name is Yorma. And if you see him, you're going to be like, oh, I know who that guy is. Because he's in all kinds of Andy Samberg stuff. He was one of the Lonely Island guys. Well, anyway, when the bands would go up and play, like there's no audience right in front of them. And Yorma would go over and like do this shirtless, crazy dancing in front of the band while they're trying to like literally like focus and be in play. And they would always film him, and then like they pan over to Bill Hader, and he'd always go. And it's just this fucking thing, and they, it's like ridiculously weird.
What I think it is after that skit's over, they go into a commercial break, and that's when the band actually starts playing. So you have a chance to like kill that first take and then have it air when the commercial's over, or actually have it done for real live. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think that's what they do. Well, of course you can ask Marty, like what they meant by like, oh yeah, you can actually mess up and like have it do it again, depending on like, I guess how long the commercials last, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they film it after the Ashley Simpson debacle. They're like, let's just film it, and if it's going to be a shit show, we'll just cut to that.
It's like, hey, we need people from the street to come up and like clap when
Saturday Night Live ish
when Chris Pine's like,
oh,
ladies and gentlemen, Chip Begay.
Do you know who Chip Begay is?
I do not know.
That is Billy's alter ego.
Your alter ego is Chip Begay?
Yeah.
Have I ever seen or met Chip Begay?
You will.
Well, not unless you went to.
I feel like I've seen Billy in many a situation.
Not unless you were like at Road to Riches
No.
in like 2015.
So Billy would put on a wig, and he would be Chip Begay, the perfect Navajo.
And he, first of all, he's all over the place. I think he was in Belize for a while, like New York City.
People would be like, is Chip Begay going to fly in for this? I mean, is this going to happen?
And
it was a
then-
running joke.
The Chip Begay?
And so now he lives in Albuquerque permanently, and he's playing music. And so
Well, I think it all started. I don't remember who brought it up. It was me, you, and Marty, and we were talking about Lana Del Rey.
oh yeah,
And then we started talking about the Navajo version, Laurinetta
Loretta
Begay.
Begay.
Laurinetta Begay.
Is like Lana Del Rey.
Well,
Yeah.
the Navajo Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Laurinetta Begay. And then Billy's like, I'm Chip Begay, and he put on a black wig, and he was like the what's his name? The country singer.
Oh, Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines. He was like Chris Gaines to Garth Brooks. You know.
So yeah, so Chip Begay is actually going to be my state. I mean, I'm sure I'll have some like solo shows as
Yeah.
Billy Belmont, but I think going forward it's going to be Chip Begay.
Ooh, I like a stage name.
Oh yeah, isn't that fun? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's it's a very common Navajo name, so people like regionally be like, oh, there's a Navajo artist, because you can tell I was Navajo by Billy Belmont. So
Right.
you see a flyer, it's like, oh, who's this guy with 2 L's misspelling Belmont, you know? But if they saw Chip Begay, just like, ooh,
fancy.
Ooh, Chip Begay.
very, very exotic Navajo music. Ooh,
Oh.
yeah, ooh.
He seems really spiritual.
Yeah.
So you guys did lots of takes. I mean, the set looks pretty cool. I really like. Whenever someone first told me about it, I was kind of like, oh, okay, because they're always living here.
I think,
Go ahead.
if I can, I don't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt
No,
you.
you're probably.
But I think that sometimes as Burqueños,
Oh, yeah.
we tend to be like, well, I don't know. Is it going to be good?
Yeah.
And like, it's almost that we're so jaded that
Oh, yeah.
we just are like, well, I'm going to break up with you before you break up with me, you know? And we kind of do that with
We
things
do.
sometimes. I think
No.
that people did it a little bit with United. I think that people have done it a little bit with like other big changes that have
Yeah.
happened, you know? I was just trying to think of like a big one. I mean, I love
No,
United.
no.
Love United, but I know that like
I
there was
think that's a
some-
very good example. And like I tried to talk to someone, like people were like, I think the United thing with the stadium, I think they really misread that, and they came off looking a little rough. Now, I still love them.
Yeah.
You know, they stumbled, whatever. I was very sad that Devin Sandoval retired. That was sad to me. He was a homegrown boy. Now, I feel like you're right, but I also feel like there's also that, like, it's not new anymore. It's not shiny anymore.
Exactly.
A little bit, but yes, I feel exactly that. So we're, as New Mexicans, we're like, oh, what is, especially if it's not homegrown.
Right. Well, I
Yeah.
think we just don't like change.
No.
I think that there's a big root within all of us that's like, no, though. Like, and it's not saying, I mean, I think that we have been changing and
Sure.
growing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so happy that like United has found its home here.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. And I think that now that, like you said, it's not shiny, it's not something
Right.
to argue about. It's like we can all go back to like,
Well, and I feel like we're not susceptible to change, especially downtown.
yeah.
Especially in Borellis, especially in these neighborhoods. Like if they want to put a big golf, like, casino in the Northeast Heights, we're kind of like,
Yeah.
all right.
Oh yeah,
But-
dude, the Mesa where
Yeah.
where the old Journal Pavilion used to be. Is that what they call it now? Is it still called that?
No, it's
No,
it's something
Isleta.
else, right?
Isleta, yeah.
Right, Isleta bought it. So right. Anyway, but you go to like throw it up there.
Yeah.
Throw the stadium up there.
Oh,
There's plenty.
I was fine with it. Like they could put it next to where Isotopes is at. I don't get
Yeah.
the fuck why they don't do that. But like, with my ear to the ground, there's some changes coming to downtown, and there are people who are all for it, and there are people who are abso-fucking-lutely against it. The big one, Ex Novo bought the Firestone building, catty corner to El Rey, and they're going to put in a tap room. They're going to put in a speakeasy, and it's walking it. I love Ex Novo.
Yeah.
I think Ex Novo is one of the last, between them and Sidetrack, and I'm sure some people have some arguments for other people, they're the last breweries who are innovating and not just sitting on their like laurels and like just pumping out the same beers. They are.
I was gonna get married at Ex Novo. I really like Ex Novo.
It's a beautiful property. Now, with the fact that they're doing that, that's where the lowriders chill.
We were talking about
That's
this
where the
other
lowriders
day
chill,
too.
you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So, like what Ex Novo, and I think that the guy's from here. He's from New Mexico. I think people are like, you know, they're not aware that like he's from Corrales. Mm-hmm. I don't know him. I have friends that work for him, but like and if they don't do this, they're stupid. You can't come in with the idea that you're like, we're gonna change downtown. You've got to kind of like meet us halfway and kind of morph to it.
Yeah.
Right. You have to.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think I think you're absolutely right. And I think that what they could do is they could like lean into it, and instead of like building a patio out on that, leave that open on Sundays and like just raise the garage doors and have that be part of, because then that brings also like lowrider culture probably to people that like don't really know or understand it, and maybe we'll get a better idea of it and a better understanding. So I think that like not only embracing your neighborhood, but
I literally got chewed out because I was talking about it, and someone's like, it's going to bring all those people you hate downtown, bro. You know it is. And I was like, well, they're
already down here.
They're already here. I almost I got in a Facebook argument yesterday about that. Did you see that?
No.
So
who'd you argue with?
So, okay. So I go eat brunch, and I wanted to try a new place. And I went to the place, I'm not going to say the name, across from the box. I will say the name. It's called Buds and Beans. The food was great. Mm-hmm. It's basically the art bar, and they painted it.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say painted, they painted the furniture. Everything. Anyway, had a great brunch.
Good.
I'm just there. I want to sit down. I want to eat. I want to look at my phone, and I want to be left alone. These two people came and sat at the table next to me when there were other tables all over the place. And when I say next to me, they were as close to me as you are. Maybe a little closer, actually, because the tables were that close. And then proceeded to talk about how they don't know anything about downtown, and if you don't hike or climb, there's really nothing to do in Albuquerque, not like there is in California. Then,
first of all, that is not hiking in California. That is not hiking. If you're comparing the hiking that we do out here, I love hiking, first of all. Like, it's good for my mental health. I love hiking. And out here, it is beautiful. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
But that just angered me.
And then the lady goes, she goes, let's be honest, there's no nightlife here. And I like almost, and like, so I'm just trying to eat, trying to like really enjoy it. And then I fucking am just getting pissed. I'm like, and then they're like, well, you know, I lived in D.C. and it was this amazing. I lived in L.A., Portland, and all I wanted to do was just turn and go, if it was so fucking great where you lived, move the fuck back there and get the fuck out of here, because you apparently don't understand this place at all. You know, because like it took me, I've lived here 16 years, and it took me 5 or 6 years to just finally understand Albuquerque. And it drives me crazy, especially when someone has grown up here and they're like, there's nothing to do here. I'm like, you are fucking out of your mind. I could go out every night of the week. I could go to a gallery. I could go to a live music show. I could go play pool. I could go to a mall. I could go to a movie. There's so many fucking things going on at all times. Go top, you know. So if you say, first of all, they were the two most generic people that add nothing to society except that they consume. And someone started defending California, and someone says, sorry, I won't sit close to you next time. Please don't. No. Like, I don't understand that. It's brunch. Like, why do we all have to pack in together? Like, if there's plenty of room in the place, go sit away. I
had a sociology teacher who talked to us about this experiment of like, you're the first person to walk into a room.
Yep.
Like, you wait, and then you wait in like a big lecture hall of like 400 people, right? Mm-hmm. And then you wait for the next person to come in and immediately get up and go sit by them and watch like their visceral reaction.
Right.
And like, what would you do as a person? Would you get up and move? Would you like stay? Is that
Well, and like someone in the
there's people who choose to do that?
Yes.
Yes. Well, someone in the Facebook thing was like, well, what do you have against them being from California? Well, here's what I have against them. Number one, I have friends that can't live in the place that they live because fucking their rent went up, or a place someone bought it and now they live in. Now it's an Airbnb. Also, I have a thing where if you come to live here and then you're trashing it in public, I think you're a piece of shit. If I moved to Portland, Oregon, and I was like, in public talking about how shitty it was, I would hope someone would kick my ass. You know, that's the thing. It's like if you don't like it here,
then
leave. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here. And I don't understand why that's an improper way to look at things. I don't understand that at all.
No,
Like-
I mean you're yucking. I always say don't yuck someone's yum. You know what? Like we love it here.
Yeah,
If
fucking
you
A.
don't fucking love it, get out.
I don't want to move anywhere else.
Right.
Ever. I've been all over the place. People are like, well, have you been anywhere? I've fucking been places.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, there's great things and there's shitty things. Mm-hmm. You know? DC, great place. Don't want to walk all the time.
Yeah.
You know? Don't want to. You know what? Lots of stuff to do. If you don't want to see rats all the time, though, terrible place. Like the rat thing freaks me out.
Dude, that's real. And like big rats.
Dude,
Like city rats are big rats.
running down the street in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
a rat. Ugh.
And it's funny when you see people who are like normalized to it.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
They're like, what? It's a rat. I'm like, yeah.
But that rat was the size of your cat.
I saw it getting in El Camino and drive away.
Exactly.
I don't know. I have this problem with people who like come here and the person who's like defending him is from California who's lived here for a while, and I'm like, she's like, have you seen this lot? I'm like, yes. I've been in public. I told a guy, I was in Founders, and this guy goes, he tells these women, he's like, well, I just moved here because it's fucking cheap, and I flipped around and I said, hey, I'm from here, and we all find that very offensive. And he's like, oh, well, I like other things. And I was like, lead with those the next fucking time. Like, you know, that's offensive shit. Like, I don't care where you live, you know? Like, if I moved to somewhere in Texas because it's super cheap, never happened. But I'm not going to just be like, ugh, the only reason I live in this hellhole is because it's cheap.
Well, because, right, you don't say that. Like,
No. No, you don't.
I guess I'm moving here because it's
Yeah.
terrible and cheap.
Yeah, because I can't afford to live where I love.
So I'll just buy a pool.
Yeah. Right. And then like, man, I was in this like 20-minute like Facebook like argument back and forth. And I was like, it has nothing to do with California. It has something to do with you move to an area and then you're shitting all over it.
Yeah.
That's all I have a problem with.
It's,
And you know you're jacking up the price of where other people can't live here who grew up here, and that's sad because they don't want to leave. I mean, some of them might. I don't know. I don't know.
just that inflation. It just sucks.
It
It's
sucks.
hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, I was talking to a dear friend of mine this weekend, and she was like, man, I'm like made the most money I've made this year.
Wow.
And I just can't.
Can't even live here.
Yeah. She's like, it's crazy.
If I go to
It's-
El Modelo and it's $20 for me to eat, I'm gonna stab people. That's some shit right there, right?
Yes.
Also, don't go to El Modelo, new people.
No, that is a secret gem treasure that
I
we
was
will
like,
keep
we're trying
to us.
we've gone so long without disclosing that, and you just
I know, I just did. God damn it!
It's like I went to the place we love.
I know so many people who've gone down to El Modelo and been killed right in front of the place. Lots of them. Lots of them.
Or they come out addicted to meth.
Yeah, they just give you meth.
Yep.
No, I'm kidding.
Just,
But,
we're kidding. El
My
Modelo's
my
fabulous.
thing is like whatever. If local people want to move downtown or come downtown and open a business, I'm all for it. Now, when they open a fucking Starbucks downtown, I hope I don't hope bad on anyone, but if it gets firebombed, I wouldn't be shocked.
There's already a Starbucks downtown.
Where?
It's in the
hotel.
the hotel.
Closed,
Yeah.
closed, gone.
Really?
Go get one there. Yeah.
I like Chris is like, go fucking get one.
Go try to get one.
Go
yeah.
try to get one. I bet you
And
can't.
that didn't count. That didn't count. There used to be what was it? What was the sandwich place that was downtown that was like chain?
Subway?
Schlotzsky's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They
Chains
had a
don't work.
Schlotzsky's there too, and they had a Kiva
Yeah.
juice.
Where was that at?
That
Right
was
next
in
to
the
it.
hotel also.
See, someone needs to talk to those people.
It's years ago.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying. If people but I'm saying if a local business wants to move downtown, I'm all for it.
Yes.
I heard someone bought the Gizmo building, but I don't know. We'll see.
Ooh.
We'll see.
I hope so. I mean, I think in this last year, downtown and I guess last couple years, really kind of like the post-COVID bloom. I think Nob Hill is really popping off.
It is really popping off, which I'm glad.
I'm very glad. I'm very glad because art really, I think, killed a lot of.
Well, there's that. There's that. Like, I'm glad because of multiple reasons. The main one is it pulls people to there.
Out of downtown and up.
Okay, well, and I'm not trying to say there's good or bad or anything, but like, Billy has 4th Street. We have there's a 4th Street. There used to be this 4th Street barrier. Like there was people who were west of 4th Street.
Yeah, with the East Force and West Force.
Yeah, the clubbing crowd can go to Nob Hill.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
dynamic's
well, but
gone.
Imbibes closed.
Yeah.
So really, like the clubbing vibe has gone downtown because FX is really the place.
Yeah.
Or it's gone to the Heights, like Dirty
Cake.
Bourbon.
Yeah.
And people like line dance.
Well, there's also Sauce and Raw up in the Heights.
Raw and Sauce.
Raw and Sauce. Sorry.
It's swapped.
Sorry. Did it really?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm all for okay.
Wait, the place is called Raw and Sauce?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or there's a place called Raw and a place called Sauce?
I don't know.
No, I just remember driving by it because I work over on Montgomery, and it's like you drive by it and it says Raw and Sauce, and it used to be Sauce and Raw downtown.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like people like crap all over the Salt Yard places, and I'm like, and they're like, oh, I think those are terrible. And I'm like, I think they're fine for the clientele, and they're far away from where I live, so I'm fine. I'm not gonna go there. They're like, did you see the video where they were like brawling and smack? Yeah. I mean, it's gonna happen somewhere. Might as well be far away from where I live.
Right. I went
know.
one time at like 4 p.m. and I had a lovely time. I had a lovely time.
So I drive up, right? I had a friend that had a birthday party at the one in the Heights, right? And I don't know what it is. Like, I'm looking at their so they added me on Instagram because like new businesses, like they're like, I don't know how they figure that out, but like every brewery adds me right away, and then like places like that. And I look at it, I'm like, oh cool, they have like cornhole, they have like darts and stuff. That place looks all right. So I have a friend that's like, birthday is there, and so I get an Uber up there. It's like 5:30, and on a Friday, we pull up, and I see 20 security guys having like a pre-Friday night like discussion, and I'm like, oh fuck, yeah, I'm not gonna like this place. When you have multiple security guards, and they all have like earpieces in, I'm probably not gonna stay too late. But it was all right. It was fine.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not my place, and that's it's not for me.
What is this place?
Like I said,
Salt
don't
Yards.
yuck.
Salt Yards, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't yuck someone's yum.
No, it's not for me, and that's how I say it.
Exactly.
And someone's like, "Oh, well, they're opening another one." I'm like, "Good, they're doing well." But like the way I look at that is, then there's not people brawling down. Like remember back in the day, people were brawling downtown.
Dude, yeah,
Craziness.
People like punching each other for no freaking reason. That would just run up and punch you.
I remember one night there was this guy, like there was these people came out of the distillery, and this couple was fighting, and there was like 4 different couples, and they were fighting. One of the couples, and this guy on a bike just starts filming, and like the dude turns, he's like, "Yo, bro, why you filming me? Why you filming us?" And the guy just never stops, so they walk over, knock him off his bike, take his bike, and throw it in the street. And someone almost hits the bike, gets out of the car, and he's like, "Why you throw a bike in my car?" Gets in a fight with the guy that threw the bike. And I was just like, the whole time, I was like, this is fucking entertaining as all get out. Super exciting. But those days are like people are like, downtown's dangerous. I'm like, no.
Not anymore.
No.
Not
fuck
anymore.
no.
I think also like things that have happened like First Fridays have also brought out like a big community that like it's really artsy downtown now. Like a couple of galleries have like reopened.
Yeah.
And I think that there's like a very different vibe. There's also
I bought a painting at last First Friday because I'm one of those people now.
You're a collector.
I'm a collector of art.
Yes.
Wow, now look at the art I've purchased. It's too koi-fish.
I like your Grinch. You sound like the Grinch.
It's actually a character. It's not a Grinch. It's like There was this. Oh gosh, it was Rocky and Bullwinkle when I was a kid. There was this like adventurer guy like that would like travel through Africa, and he's old and he's like telling stories of his adventures, and he had a pipe. He had that pipe that comes down. He's all, well, let me tell you. And he's all, you know, and so I was like, whenever I'm thinking of like highfalutin, I'm all, well,
with your big bubble pipe.
I was buying some art, and I can't find the character, but yeah, and he always wore like that.
He's like one of those like pointy mustaches.
You know, he had a white mustache and a white beard.
Yeah.
And then he had that safari hat on.
Oh, that like.
We were traveling
and an
down
ascot?
the Amazon. Yeah. We were traveling down the Amazon. He's like smuggling the pipe. We were thinking about this the other day. When was the last time you saw someone smoking a pipe?
Friday.
Actual, well.
Oh, you mean like.
Yeah. not a, yeah. Well.
Not a crack pipe.
Yeah. No,
but like a pipe.
Yeah.
I had a friend in college who
yeah.
smoked out of a pipe.
No one does.
But I was a theater kid, dude.
Yeah.
So like there was one.
There was always that theater. There was always that theater kid that had he had on the black shirt and then the scarf, and he's got a pipe.
Yes,
oh,
and a pipe, and he would carry around a can of tobacco. Yeah. And I loved him dearly, but
he would hit the
do
pipe.
all of that.
Yeah. So what was funny was I did the Comic-Con a couple weeks ago, right? And the guy who's Darth Vader now, he's like, whenever I looked at his, they're like actor, and then his was performance artist, and the guy was like 6'7". He walks in the room, and immediately I'm like, because I saw the name, and I saw performance artist, and as soon as he walked in the room, I was like, that's him, because he had on the mock turtleneck, the scarf around his neck, and then a ponytail, and I'm like, aha, and he goes, if anyone needs me, I'll be in this room over here, and I'm like, okay, and I walked over there, and he was like doing windmill arms in the room, preparing.
Unique New York.
Unique New York. Unique New York.
Lettering.
Just wheeling and unique New York.
Yes. New York. And I was like, yep. And he was really nice.
Do those kids still exist? Because
I
I
don't know.
imagine,
Oh,
like,
yes.
okay.
Oh, yes.
Because I imagine there's like, with Gen Z, there's a definitely like
I think there's even more with Gen Z. They may just not like do plays and things, but they're all the like. I feel it, and I am it, and I mean it.
Well, so that's another thing too. Like when I first moved here, there was like the different. I mean, there's still I know Blackout Theater Group's still around. Trick Lock is not.
No.
They're gone. But there was like a lot of like actors, a lot. And we would like spill over, like for some reason, there was the art bar days, and we'd spill over in them. And like I got along really well with musicians. I get along with comedians. I stay away from the spoken word people a little, but like actors are a different breed of people. And like I remember getting invited to this party by some of our actor friends that are still around, and I remember going, and I'm like, this is like really like. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you go and there's a lot of people there. Very low key. And people are, like, staring at you, like, And I finally go and ask the guy whose house it was. I was like, it's kind of a weird party. And he's like, no, it's pretty normal, like, actor party. And he's like, and I'm like, well, it's not very, like, jovial and, like, dancing. He's like, no. Everyone's trying to figure out who you guys are because they think maybe you're actors and you might take parts. I'm like, okay. And I was like, interesting. It's that whole community. They're like, who's that person over there? And you're like, I'm just here to fucking drink beer and like, hang out. Like,
I think it's pretty cool that you do what you do.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not here to take nothing from nobody.
No, I'm doing my own thing.
Or am I? Unique New York. No, I'm just kidding. But it was weird. Have you been to those where they're like, yeah. And it's very.
I've definitely met those people.
It was very.
I've definitely met that person.
It was very cliquish.
Yeah.
Like there was all these different little like cliques of people, and they were like staring at me, and I was like, hi, and I'd walk up to people and I'd talk to them, and they were like, they were nice.
Yeah.
But didn't really say much.
Nice enough.
Nice enough.
Yeah.
But didn't say much back.
Yeah.
Where musicians are like, hey, what's up? Woo! You know, smoking, like,
Yeah,
you know.
dude. I don't talk to you.
No,
I
fuck
don't figure
yeah.
out where you're coming from and what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy weird. But I also feel like the musician community had its issues back in the day, but I feel like a lot more now. It's a little more, you know, everyone really like helps each other out.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know?
I see more bands going to each other's shows
Than
and
ever.
like supporting each
Than
other
ever.
than ever.
Yeah.
Than ever. And I mean it's really great. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like people are sharing each other's shows on each other's
Absolutely.
platforms like we should. You know, like keep each other going. It's great cuz
Yeah.
the most like the worst that happens is they like it.
Yeah.
Somebody just likes it. It's involvement.
I mean,
you
there's
know?
always- there's always-
best thing they come, but
Yeah. There's always going to be scene drama. There's always going to be that. But like
Yeah.
comedians are pretty good about helping each other out. There's always drama with them, but it is what it is.
I just think
Yeah.
that that's human nature.
Oh, it is.
You're gonna get it everywhere you
Right.
go. You know, it's your choice. I'm gonna get on mom for a second. It's your choice if you want to be a part of it or not.
Oh man! And in the podcasters community, we're as most fractured thing as you can be. We do not help each other out at all.
Which I think is like, I mean, it also I feel it a little bit in like women from music sometimes. Like I've played with people and like people that I've opened for, like at Meow Wolf and Sister, and like people who I'm very happy to be playing
Yeah.
with and for, and I'm like, hi, and I kind of nerd out,
Yeah.
and then they're like,
That's
like,
okay. That is the worst.
you know, like I don't want you to be good too, and it just crushes you. They're like, don't
Yeah.
meet your hero, just crushes.
Well, I feel like it's both way. I've seen both, but the worst to me, and I've had people do this to me, is when I really, really enjoy something that someone does, and I go up and I tell them, and they go, and then just go back to their phone.
Oh.
That to me is the worst. Or, you know, it is. I'd rather just be a fucking asshole than just be like, oh, cool.
or
you
just
know.
don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Lita,
be a dick.
Lita from the WWE did that to me. If you want to know.
Oh,
Yeah. only person I've met at any of the Comic Cons that was not a good, nice person. Only person. Everyone else has been spectacular.
I mean, I think that you need to be nice.
Yeah.
Like, who wouldn't be nice to somebody who's your fan? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it. There's different like degrees. Like
Me. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, like I understand that there's like definitely a line
Yeah.
that like sometimes people cross, and it's like you can't be nice to those people. But like for
What's-
the most part,
so have
like,
you had to do that? Have someone cross the line and you're like, okay, well,
I've had a few times
I'm sure it's with men.
where I've put it. I mean, it has not solely been with men. It has not solely been with men.
Oh.
And I've had to have like boundaries, and it also has not always been like sexual per se.
No,
it's like
yeah, yeah.
also just having a boundary of like, look, I do like you, but
Yeah.
we need and I'm pretty good about boundaries, but like, you know, there's also be nice.
Right.
Like these people are the reason that like you
Yeah.
get to perform and get to do it, and that like they pay to be here, but also like I've fully told people, I'm like, you do not talk to me anymore.
Oh, wow.
And it takes a lot for me to get to that place.
It's taken me a lot to get the other direction, and I've gotten to where, and it's not because I don't like people. It's just because like I'm an awkward person, and when someone comes up, like I grew up like not liking compliments. I mean, very terrible with that, and it's taken like the last 5 years to just be like, you need to shift this around, and you need to fix this. And when someone comes up and say they like what you do, to be like, cool, thank you very much, and not be like, what's your angle here? What's your
Right.
you know, what's your
right.
deal?
Say thank you.
Yeah, and it's not because of people, it's because of me. It's like, you know, it's that whole imposter syndrome thing. You know, it's a tough deal. It's like, you know, and now I'm, you know, a lot better about it. And I'll sit and talk with people. I'll ask them things about their life, and you know, and that's because I've gone up to people and I'm like, I love what you do, and they've done that, and I'm like, oh, all right, this makes more sense to me. I'm a logic person, so, but like you and I, we can have a conversation and sit there and bullshit, and you know,
Yeah.
and then someone comes up and says it, and like now I'm good about it, but before I'd be like, oh, I don't know what to say. Now I feel awkward. What I do with my hands, you know?
Right, exactly. Hello, are we taking a picture?
Yeah. Okay. The thing that I don't like like if someone comes up and says I want to take a picture with you, totally cool. Mm-hmm. But taking a picture from afar freaks me out a little bit.
What do you mean from? I don't. I guess we have different feelings on.
No, I'm talking about like if I'm like I'm like in Founders. This has happened in Founders twice. Like someone like turns.
You mean
like,
where you like don't know?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I turn and like they're taking pictures of me and I'm like, ugh.
And it's not your friend?
No. No.
Because I've done that to my friends where I'm like, I see you, and I like zoom in.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that's funny. That's
and then
funny.
I send it to you.
Yeah.
But like, I don't send it to other people.
I've had the picture, and then I look back at my life and I'm like, oh, when there was a celebrity somewhere, I was like, oh, I'm gonna sneak a picture. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I'm a celebrity, but like, that's the one that like I've stopped doing. I actually stopped him from doing it one time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, the guy's going to get up and go to the bathroom or something here pretty quick. Wait for him. He'll take a picture with him. Because taking a picture when someone's not paying attention weirdly from afar is a weird
It's a weird violation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
I thought you meant from afar, like in distance. And I was like, well, I don't know. People take pictures of me when I'm on stage, and I don't care about that.
That's fine.
But
I'm
that's
talking like you're like eating somewhere and you look over and someone's taking a picture like 30 feet away.
That's ever happened to me.
I'm sure it has.
I don't know.
I'm sure it has. You just didn't catch them. And it's like, man, I'm never going to do that again. And that's when I stopped. I was like, I'm never doing that again. Never, ever.
Ooh, because that feels yucky.
Yes. It's a weird situation. But then I know I've done it. Mm-hmm. I've done it to somebody. And I guess, the bigger you get, the more you just kind of have to fucking let that go. It's just a let that go thing, Mm-hmm. And like paparazzi. I mean, who, you imagine getting that level and someone's like outside your house trying to take pictures of you while you're in the house.
Right. With like your kid. Like if you, I totally understand the people who have like kids who get really upset and you see them like fighting paparazzi. I'm like, yeah, dude, you push buttons.
Oh, yeah.
You push the buttons.
Billy's getting a phone call.
Oh, it's my dad.
Do you want to answer it on the air?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Dad.
Hi, Dad. You're on the air.
You're on the air.
610 Sports Animal. Well, see, that's the funny thing. Like, I used to really go after the radio, like morning radio shows. Like, I couldn't stand them. And then now, like, one of our biggest supporters was one of the guys who was on a morning radio show. Mm-hmm. They bring me on. I go on the radio all the time. And, like, and people are like, you're going to be on the radio? And, like, to me, it's, like, nothing. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go sit at a microphone and talk. It's nothing. Mm-hmm. And they're like, I was on the radio, and someone I went to college with who lives, like, in the vicinity of the radio here, they're like, oh, my God, Chris Burnett's on the radio. And, like, put it on Facebook and blew it all up. And I was like, okay, I'm on the internet like fucking every Monday night. Like, what's the big deal? I don't know. I think it's
there's still that like old timey, like I'm on the radio. Yeah. Like I'm on.
Yeah.
My mom still clips out every article I'm in.
Yeah.
Just puts it on like the wall. I'm like, thanks, Mom.
Whenever we're on KUNM, people are like, yes. Oh yeah.
I've never been on KUNM. I've never been on KUNM.
You should get on KUNM.
I don't know why. And I thought about this today. I was like, I've now been on KOB several times, and then 610, the Sports Animal. I've been on there. They want us to come and actually do a show, like a crossover with them. The two that do, those guys. I don't know if you know them. It's like they're like sports guys. They're two sports, like they're sports adjacent, but it's like two. They have a radio show on 610 Sports Animal. It's called The Two That Do. I don't know. They want to do a crossover show. These are the people I'm doing the wrestling with. So we'll see. I don't know.
What kind of content would that be? Talking about wrestling or talking about?
They're very. When I say sports adjacent, they're very like. Oh God, what's that guy's name? He has a sports show and he has like all the co-hosts that are like his little lackeys. What is that guy? Rich Eisen. Oh. Where it's like sportsy. But also pop culture-y, like they talk about wrestling. They go to Royal Rumble and like WrestleMania every year, but then they talk about like Kanye, But then it's like we filled in. Buck and I filled in for them like 2 Fridays ago, and they were like the producer was like, Buck's like, well, this is a sports show, right? And the producer goes, well, sports adjacent.
Sports adjacent.
Because I was wondering, because you didn't watch that much football in the
last
few years.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like shooting the shit and then talking. It's like,
I did really well though.
Yeah.
for what I did. But see, like you don't try to talk stuff you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You pull out the stuff you do. You're like, well, everybody knows that they've always been perpetually bad, But whatever. Yeah.
I don't know anywhere near enough.
And then of course,
things.
I brought up that day that Kanye had got remarried, and so that became a huge story.
Did Kanye get remarried?
Oh my God, have you not seen this?
I have not seen this.
And here's the best part. You got to see what she looks like. I want you to see her.
Oh my gosh, I'm so behind.
Oh man.
I thought I would have.
Nope, that's
heard
not
about
correct.
this.
Oh, you haven't heard about this?
Yeah.
She worked for him.
What?
Yeah. Or works for him.
I gotta see this. What she looks like.
I haven't. You guys haven't seen this.
No.
Oh man. Let's see. There she is. Bianca Censori.
She looks.
Dude, she looks exactly
like
exactly like Kim Kardashian.
Thank you. Now they don't have a good full shot there. You got to see the full shot of her too. He definitely has a type. Let's see.
Yes.
Let's see. What is her name? Bianca Censori. I can't believe this isn't bigger. I mean, I maybe people are just so tired of them.
I'm so tired of Kanye. He's just crazy and I feel like he is going to be around for the voting in 2024, and I'm just not ready for it. I think he's just crazy and stupid enough.
There we go. I mean, that looks just like Kim Kardashian. I mean,
it is. Well,
yeah.
it is. It's like a copy, but there also are a lot of women now who look
right
and strive to look like Kim Kardashian.
That's his new wife.
But that is
She's
like a mini-me.
The head of architecture for Kanye West's Yeezy brand.
I put my sweetie on my payroll.
I can't
there.
I can't believe you guys. How am I up on this? Like like Billy usually is like the pop that kind of. I don't know. I guess Kanye and stuff. I don't know.
not Kanye.
No,
I mean,
not Yeezy.
Not Yeezy.
Now, if you were talking about, I don't know.
What are we talking about?
I'm just trying to think of like what current thing that I've been kind of.
Oh.
Now, if that were George Santos,
oh gosh,
I could tell you everything about.
Could you? Because I'm pretty sure you could make up some new.
I know.
stuff.
I was like, did you hear that
Did you hear about
he's now married to Kim Kardashian?
No, did you see? Okay, so the pictures came out that he was like a drag queen.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then he finally admitted, he's like, well, I just did that for 3 years of my life. I'm like, 3 years of your life? That's quite a bit.
Yes. That is enough time to get very established
Yeah.
in drag.
And how is that the only thing that I was like, oh, that's pretty cool about it. That's pretty cool, bro.
I would have leaned into it.
I leaned into that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is a very cool thing. That is not an easy thing either. You see what they put their bodies through, what they
man.
do. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I've not personally seen it, but I know.
Yeah, I have a few friends, and they are fabulous performers. Fabulous.
Oh,
but they you talk about a performer. They put their body through it, and for go to a drag brunch, tip all of them.
And
they are working so hard.
And the amount of charisma that they have.
Yes.
Like, I've never met a drag queen that was not charismatic. They're not a shy group of people that I've ever seen, which is awesome. Like, it's like, I remember friends of mine were like, we're going to take you to a drag, like a beauty contest thing. Like, where they, drag contest, I don't know, what do they call that?
They have pageants.
Pageant.
Yeah.
And it was at FX, and I was like, I'll go. And they're like, they thought it was going to be like this really funny thing to take me. And I'm like, well, I'll go. And I went up and tipped one, and
Yes.
And
good, as you should.
It was absolutely, it's a blast. It's a fun time. Like, I saw Orville Peck in DC, and he's all this next song is about a drag queen. He's all, how many of you guys have been to a drag show? Have you seen Orville Peck? And he's all, well, whoever been to a drag show, get your butt there, man. It's a great time. And he's right. It's a fun time. Yeah.
It's a fun time.
Those drag queen brunch things sell out like crazy.
Oh, dude, right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, I did see, did you see that where there was that protesting at the one for Hollow Spirits, and the people were going to protest it?
No.
Yeah, they were like, wow, there's kids there. Oh, I'm like, Ooh, whoop.
Then
What-
don't bring your kid that day.
Like, I don't understand that.
Then
There's-
don't bring your kid to
there's-
the bar that day. How about that?
Yeah, please don't bring your kid. Here's an idea. Don't bring your kid to the bar at all. Please. No.
I mean,
Um,
if you can, I will say this as a post like restaurant server person, if you bring your kid and you watch your kid and you bring your kid things to do,
Yeah.
and I don't end up watching your kid as your server, because that's my biggest gripe.
They're not just
is that
running
people,
around.
Yes, people think they're just like, well, they're in a public space where someone will help them.
No.
Like, no, dude, I am not coming to watch your kid. Like, and I love kids. I love kids.
But as an adult, there's a time and I mean, all right, let me tell you whenever it was wrong. I'm at Sidetrack. They have that patio behind there. I'm sitting there. It's afternoon. And this is kind of a little post-shutdown. I hate post-pandemic. It's post-shutdown. And there's that table that's right outside the doors. I see these people show up, and they start putting balloons on the corner of the table. And this is like 3 p.m. And I'm like, all right, someone's celebrating their birthday here. They had like a 4-year-old's kids party at Sidetrack Brewing. Fuck you. Like, first of all, you're a shitty parent because that's where your kid had their birthday.
I would be pissed as the kid.
Yeah,
I'm trauma.
Yeah, where's the Chuck E. Cheese at?
They're not talking to their parents
Yeah.
when they're grown-ups.
Number two, as a person adult, though, those are places I like to go to like relax
Yeah.
and not have 15 kids screaming.
Well, because there's nothing. The other thing is there's nothing for them to do there.
Oh no!
There's not a jungle gym. There's not like
ball pit
games
full
for
of,
them to play.
needles. Yeah.
Like take them somewhere that they can all do something.
Yeah.
You know,
But,
and you have people studying, trying to study.
Someone said Hinkle Family Fun Center's closed. Sure, still take the kids there. It's fine. They
Dude,
can swing
is
on
it
stuff.
closed?
I heard it was. I don't know.
What?
I hope not.
I feel like my sister went there in like October.
Yeah. Well, that's why they had to close.
McDonald's,
Oh.
great birthday. McDonald's great 5th birthday party.
Yeah, not anymore
Dude,
though. They don't
my
have
work.
They don't have the playgrounds anymore.
Really?
I tell people come to my work. We do birthdays, you paint a ceramic,
Yeah.
but I also cap it. I'm like, okay, these are how many people we can
Yeah.
have. And then
What's your work?
so I work at the studio called Art Attack, and it's like a
Oh.
ceramic studio where you can come in and like paint pottery, and then I'll glaze and fire it for you, and you come back and pick
Oh.
it up. And it's great to do your birthday there because one, it's not at your house.
I wouldn't do like a 5-year-old though.
Oh, dude, I do 5-year-old parties
Okay.
where they invite like the whole classroom.
Nice.
So it's like 40 people. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's crazy. And
Not a brewery though.
But-
don't do your kids
but
party
bam,
at the brewery.
not a brewery.
Shitty parents.
And I also think, I mean, I had, it always just like, I think you don't want to, it's not your kid, like
Yeah.
you can't judge, whatever,
No.
but you're taking people who are like going to then drive their kids home.
Yep.
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 Like unless you all live in that area and you're walking, like do it at your house.
Well,
or you can, if you're in the neighborhood thing, do that. Like, I don't know.
If you're taking your kid to that, then you're not thinking about your kid. You're thinking about you.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I want to have the kids party? Well, you're a dick. Yeah, but
Your
like,
kid would be very happy doing it somewhere that they can
Right.
do something.
yeah,
you
like
know-
main event or fucking
Yeah.
round one or
Well, because
I don't know.
they're kids. They don't sit around and have like, excellent, Theodore, like, what did you do this morning instead
No.
of the.
No.
No, they don't sit and have conversations.
Right.
They want to run, they want to play, they want to jump, they want to do things.
well,
So,
and it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I think people don't think, they just like, oh, what would the adults want to do? And I get it. Like, I'm very against the first birthday party. Like, people are like, my kid's first birthday is this year. You gonna come? I'm like, no.
no. I think the first birthday is still celebrating. You're
Okay.
still celebrating the mom. This is my argument for you
Okay.
to start going to first birthdays.
Okay.
Because for the first 2 years,
Yeah.
because think about it, after that, once that mom has 18 years of birthdays
Okay.
that she has to like phone it in and do
Yeah.
it whether she wants to or not. And
I just think it's a weird
that
drinking
everybody
one.
celebrates them.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but they went through like 24 hours of labor.
Okay.
They did all the work. Like first birthday, we're still like, I'm gonna throw a first birth day if I have a kid.
Oh yeah.
For me and it.
Oh, are you announcing that you're having a kid?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Don't you put that juju
Don't you
on my
put that on
uterus.
me. No,
Don't
sir.
you put that on me, no sir.
No, sir. No, sir. No, I don't know. I guess so. I just thought I've been to them, and I was like, okay, where's the baby? They're like, oh, sleeping.
Well, I think it's also like we kept it alive for a year.
I need it out here blowing the candles out, ripping shit open.
It better be smashing its face in a cake.
And then I just take a bucket of Legos and dump it on the floor. No, I'm just kidding.
Just rage dump it.
Just rage. No, I'm all... Totally. No, I don't know. I was just really pissed. I was like, man, this is literally a place where adults come to not be around children, and you're having a children's birthday party here. You know?
I think the argument is fair.
No.
I think the argument's fair. It's not like you were sitting in Chuck E. Cheese and you were like, God damn it.
No, because then I'd be arrested. They'd be like, hey, where's your kid? I'd be like, I don't have one. All right, we're going to call the police. Yeah. You're going to go to jail.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In like a normal
Right.
kid's place where
Yeah.
you're like,
No.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah. I was like, really? You couldn't have done this at your house? I mean, could have came and got some growlers.
you could have gotten growlers and
Yeah.
brought them there.
I would have been if I was the establishment, I'd be like, ooh, we didn't know there was a kids party going to happen at the bar. You
Well,
know?
I'm sure they didn't say anything either.
They didn't.
I'm
They
sure
just
they
walked
just
in
rolled
and
in. Yeah.
took the table. Yeah, because that's what entitled, generic, shitty people do. So they come in and talk shit about the town that they now live in. Dude, I was so pissed. And then someone
Don't
was
move
like,
here.
Don't move here.
Don't move here.
Yeah.
You can visit and then leave. I
Yeah.
will take all your tourist money.
But then, like, to sit there and be like, let's be honest, there's no nightlife here. That fucking stabbed me in the gut.
Yeah.
And I went, do you know how? Like, okay, I've gone to San Diego in recent years. I've traveled to San Diego, traveled to D.C., major cities.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to San Diego, all I wanted to do was go watch a local band.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most difficult things I could do. Every person I asked, I got the same answer. Where do I go to watch local bands? And they'd go, House of Blues? And I'd be like, no.
Mm-mm.
Like, one area of San Diego, 50-something plus bars. No live music. Finally, I had to go to, the hipster Mexican area of San Diego. And I saw 3 bands, and, they were all, indie rock, punk, but then with, a Mexican flair. Like, there was one band that was, indie rock, and they had an accordion.
Ooh, that's cool.
Totally. But it was everywhere in the area. Like, it was very hipster. It was very murals and everything. And I had to go online and find it. No one knew where it was. So here's what I say to people who moved to Albuquerque. Our music scene is better than most fucking cities. Good luck on beating me on that. Because we have so many, you can go out every night of the weekend and watch live music.
Dude,
almost.
you can find, and we've got some of the hardest working musicians too.
Absolutely.
That really work and hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Totally. And, other than going to you'll go to a major city and they'll be in a coffee shop maybe. We have venues here that play only local music, only. Mm-hmm.
And we're a city that you have a pretty good chance of finding local music even on a Tuesday a Wednesday,
Monday, Sunday.
Yeah.
You
can find something to do.
Oh, absolutely.
So
that drove me let's just say, let's be honest, it's not a lot of nightlife here. What nightlife are you looking for?
Right. Right.
I don't know.
Because you could go to Vegas and have a very different nightlife.
Yeah.
You could go to Connecticut and have a very different nightlife.
That's the other thing too. You're in Albuquerque. You can go gamble at Isleta, Sandia, what's the Star Center, the Route 66. There's gambling. There's events out there. So if you want that's there. To tell that there's not enough, you're out of your mind.
And to be they're the same person that's there's no hiking, there's no this, right?
They said that all that there is here is hiking and rock climbing, and I was like, no. First of all, they're the other this kind of made me chuckle, but it was I was in Bar Uno one day, and I was talking to Steve. You know Steve? Yeah, and he's you get these people that come here and visit. And then they'll come in and then he'll be like, oh, so what are you doing? And they'll be like, oh, I'm here with my family. Where's your family at? Oh, they're out hiking. And he'll be like, where are they hiking? And they'll sell a trail. And he's like, have you checked in with them? And they're like, no. It's like, you probably should. Mm-hmm. The hiking here, it for the most part, is safe. But there's some dangerous ass shit.
Well, dude, you can also take a wrong turn.
Oh, yeah.
And like end up a lot further than you meant to. I have done that. But like, there's rattlesnakes, there's bobcats. Like, do they have a dog with them? Like, do they have these things? Like,
Do they
Yeah.
have some way to deal with
do they
that?
have water? Because a lot of people go hiking and they're like, I'm just gonna take like
A bottle of water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you need to bring a jug.
I was telling somebody, I said, and my old boss who used to live here was like, it's not that bad. I was like, there's usually about once or twice a year somebody disappears. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no. And I was like, yeah, sure as shit. And then they either find them or they don't. Mm-hmm. I know the people that never found. Who knows? So you gotta, you can't just, it's not just like, the safest thing. Mm-hmm. It is, but it's not.
No, I drop
Yeah.
my pin
Yeah.
to my fiance every time I go.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
this is where I am.
Yep.
Because
we know.
Yeah. Safety first.
And then, like, I remember there was a Comic-Con, we were all at Founders, and one of the girls was like, it was 1:30 in the morning. She's like, I'm going to walk back to the hotel. And I was like, by yourself? She's like, yeah. What's the big deal? Mm-hmm. I was like, you're staying at what's the place next to the Civic Center? Doubletree.
Yeah.
And she's all, I'm staying at the Doubletree. What's the big deal? I'm like, that's a pretty good walk.
From, like, Founders? Yes.
At 1:30 in the morning?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
And
do that.
Someone's like, is it getting rough here? I was like, getting rough here? I was like, it's a major city. You don't walk by yourself at 1:30 in the morning. And I said, and I finally told her, she was adamant. I was like, walk all the way down Central till you get to the 2nd Street, then hang a left and walk to the Doubletree. Don't wander off on the side dark streets.
Right.
Not at all. Mm-mm. And it just blew my mind. And they were like, I don't think it's that bad. Everyone around me, people I didn't even know, I was like, is it rough for her to walk by herself to the Doubletree from here? Every single person was like, yep.
Nope, don't do that.
Everyone was like, and it's just one of those things where people just, I love this city, but man, if I wasn't 6'2", 260 pounds, I'd probably be a lot more careful than I was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even still.
Dude,
Yeah.
I do not walk alone. No. I do not let my friends walk alone. Like, it's just one of those that you just got to be street smart.
Yeah.
And you just got to be smart.
But it's,
Don't put yourself in a bad
situation. But I also, like, if I'm in, Washington, D.C., I don't walk on the, the dark streets.
No.
Or, New York or wherever. I just don't.
I feel like it's a nope situation where you, like, it's that scene in the movie where you get there and the alley is dark and there's nothing there.
Nope.
And there's except one little flickering light and you're like, nope.
Nope.
And you just walk the other way.
I don't know about this. But, but I don't know. I just got so mad about it. Let's just be honest. The lady said, let's be honest, there's no nightlife here. I was like, just like inflamed. I couldn't enjoy my food. I was like,
well, you let me know what he looks like, and next time I see him in town, I'll be like, so.
Well, it was a woman. It was a man and a woman, and like,
oh.
And then she's like, well, I have to travel up to Santa Fe, and I was like, oh God, everything about what you're saying, and I'm not shitting on Santa Fe. It's just.
No, but I will say we have more of a nightlife than Santa Fe.
Absolutely.
Santa Fe has great events.
I love Lindsay.
But yes.
I love the Matador.
Yes. Love the Matador. I love, of course, Meow Wolf is up there as well.
Oh, wait a minute.
We used to play at the old Crown.
Aren't you guys playing at
We
Meow Wolf soon? You're gonna headline a show at Meow Wolf?
We're gonna headline at Meow Wolf.
When is this?
Yes. February 4th.
Ooh, day after my birthday. Actually, that's my birthday party night. Yeah.
That's right. We talked about this because you invited me to your birthday, and I was like,
I know.
I was like, I don't know if I can come. I have to be a rock star somewhere else.
Meow Wolf, because Meow Wolf's the hotness. It's fine.
But no, I'm super excited. We've played for Meow Wolf like a bunch of times, and like I love. There's a few venues in town, like Marble Brew is another one of them that like we started on their stage kind of thing where like both of us grew together. And so it's like playing there is also just a little more for me, like playing at Meow Wolf is
I
like,
haven't been to a show at Marble in a minute. It's been about 3 months or so. But I mean, I guess because wintertime. Well, no, I did see there was a show there like last night. Oh no, like Saturday night.
I think they're
Indoor.
still having them in the Heights.
No, they did. Well, the downtown one did one indoors.
They did one. My friend Sally played
yes,
there.
I was gonna say my friend Sally did.
Yeah, I didn't get to go see it, but
Yeah.
I saw videos and he did fabulous.
I was very upset because like I was with Solly the week before and he didn't even mention it at all.
No, I didn't even see it until my friend posted that he was there.
I was very mad about it.
Mm.
He's going to be at Friday at Moonlight Lounge playing before Pee Pee Heart.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll all have to go on for
Two
that.
reasons. Two reasons.
So Thursday night at the chemo, 6 p.m.
Thursday night, 6 p.m.
Bands of Enchantment.
Yes, there's going to be like a step and repeat. There's going to be food trucks with like photographers and all kinds of stuff. And I think that we should. So the idea with Bands of Enchantment is they were in Tucumcari last year and they were in Albuquerque this year, and I want them to stay in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we show up and we like turn it out, you know, and plus it's free.
Right.
It's free, and you get to see the episode that we did.
Right.
And then plus they're going to show a little bonus episode. So you were asking me earlier how long the episodes are, and I think they're either half an hour to an hour.
Oh.
I'm not positive.
Do I get to do the step and repeat if I go?
Yes, you do get to do this.
Do I need to wear a suit
It's going to
then?
have all like the sponsors in the back and the things.
I'll wear a suit if I need to.
Wear a suit.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
fancy.
I'll be all waiting.
Do it. Do it. So you can RSVP and get tickets so you can
Yeah.
see Chris be his fancy self.
I buy art. I buy art. I'm an art buyer.
I'm an art buyer. That's going to be forever the fancy voice.
Yeah.
But yes, you can get the tickets on all of the social media platforms for Bands of Enchantment.
Nice.
And you can also find it in our link tree, I believe. I think we
Okay.
added that in there. I'm going to check with Barney today, but we should.
I'll look at.
But yeah, RSVP, and if it is sold out, they said that they might be able to like get more people in.
Right.
But
We'll sneak some in the back. Don't worry
you know,
about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, babe.
Okay, we'll get some people in.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm super excited. We're gonna have like Two Stone Betty's there. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun. Okay. Well, right on. Well, thank you for coming on.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you for having me. It's always
absolutely.
good to sit and chat with you.
Yeah, if you've never listened to the Red Light Cameras, go into Spotify or Pandora or
Yes.
Amazon Music. Check out the Red Light Cameras.
Check us out. We just released an album, actually. Yeah, our live sessions at KUNM. We released a little mini album. So
Oh,
check that out on Spotify.
yeah.
Yes.
And thank you guys for listening. With that, we are
10 drink minimum.